The chair now recognizes the gentleman from Florida's 2nd District for 5 minutes.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. The FCC has certainly become well-known to Americans due to its roles in TV, radio, cable, now space as well. Commercial, academic, and military use of space-based architecture has seen unprecedented growth in the last couple of decades. And therefore, it's essential that the FCC also move at the speed of business. I was very pleased to see the creation of the Space Bureau, the FCC, this April. This is designed to handle all matters relating to satellite and spectrum approval, orbital launch, communications, and preventing debris, space debris. And that's a great start. It's exciting to see the Commission focus on improving the processes for using space. Unleashing American commercial space innovation is critical to our global competitiveness, including our competition with China. When it comes to winning the race to 5G and the benefits of next-generation networks, I fear we are falling behind on securing a licensed spectrum pipeline to compete on the global stage, particularly against China. Chinese operators already have more access to mid-band spectrum than U.S. operators, and the CCP is expanding aggressively. It has been estimated they may soon have 4 times as much commercial licensed mid-band as U.S. It's concerning if China can efficiently deploy their 5G architecture and develop software that rides on top of these next-gen networks. And I worry that our rivals will leverage that innovation against us in all sectors. In December of 21, the FCC acknowledged the growth of the space economy and noted a swath of new satellite applications. They committed to improving their satellite review processes, and while the creation of Space Bureau and an MOU between it and the NTIA look to be very positive, I think some challenges remain. I think you noted, actually, Madam Chair, at the end of 22, roughly 64,000 satellite applications were pending FCC approval. Madam Chair, by the end of this calendar year, 23, how do you think that will look, and what are we going to do to expedite the review of these applications?
Well, when I got to the agency, the first thing I did was take a look and say, where do we have a volume of work and we don't have the people to address it? And what became apparent to me is that when it comes to satellites, the United States is in a position of leadership. We are launching more into our skies than any other country. But at the same time, we're going to have to update our practices for reviewing those satellites and reviewing those constellations. That's why we started the Space Bureau. That's exactly what's going on now. That's why we started a proceeding to streamline our assessment of those applications. And it's why we're looking into the far future and thinking about how terrestrial and satellite networks will combine so that we can get rid of mobile dead zones and we can do new and creative things with combined access to satellite and ground-based systems.
Well, thank you for that. Additionally, the FCC's December press release mentioned the Commission would consider quickly issuing public notices on applications from U.S. companies when filing at the FCC. However, these companies are telling me they still have applications that sit with the Commission for extended periods of time before action is taken. In fact, some have noted that their applications were filed months ago, but they haven't been published for even for as much as a public comment at this point. Can you identify the current FCC process that is a bottleneck to contributing to this delay?
Yeah, I think historically the agency has had this practice of making sure every duck is in a row, every piece of paper is filed, everything is before us before we put these applications on public notice. When I came in, I decided that that process takes too long and is insufficiently transparent. So we started a rulemaking to identify how to say exactly what needs to be filed so that we can put all of those applications on public notice more expeditiously and then resolve the application faster. So we have an outstanding rulemaking on just what you're describing, and I think we're going to be able to make progress.
I have to believe that these companies are pretty talented, and if you give them clear instructions that they can follow clear instructions, and please work with us here to help you in any way that we can. We want that process to speed up. We want it to be good, but we want it to speed up. Commissioner Carr, in the remaining few seconds, do you agree that the United States needs to secure a meaningful pipeline of licensed spectrum for 5G to keep pace with consumer data usage and, importantly, to compete with the CCP?
Yeah, thank you, Congressman. I agree. It's vital both for efforts to bridge the digital divide here, But moving spectrum forward, getting action on that is vital to our geopolitical interests. For one example, we talked about this World Radio Conference that's coming up. Communist China and other unallied nations are engaged in constant mini battles in that setting to develop services and particular spectrum bands that are consistent with their interests and their values, and we're trying to push back. When we have a big pipeline of spectrum, when we have auction authority, it puts the wind at the back of those that are negotiating for U.S. and our interests. So spectrum authority and spectrum action is vital to our geopolitical interests and security.
Congress will help you in any way we can with that. It's a very important effort. Thank you. Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you. The gentleman yields back. And the